you everybody for tuning in. It's Collins a Joke at Collins a Joke Real Life Experience. It's another bright day. Happy to be here today and nice to meet you again. Today I have a special guest in the house and I'll have them introduce themselves as we carry on. Nice meeting with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, me, my viewers, and everybody who would like to know who you are, what you do, and how you spend your life.
Okay. My name is Jade Eletra. I am, I guess you would call me a community leader.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
I do a lot of work for the HIV positive community. I'm a volunteer at PWA, but I'm also a recording artist.
Yeah.
I am also one half of a record label out of New York called I Underground Records. And I'm also the publisher of Pause Planet magazine.
Wow, that is amazing. That's too much for me to handle. That's why I'm kind of gazing. I'm like, okay. It's so nice to have you at Collins a Joke Real Life Experience. At Collins a Joke, we share about real experience, encouraging people to move on. Some people have lost hope. I mean, like people have lost hope totally. But when we find people like you talk to us, it gives hope to somebody out there. Yeah. So I know today somebody will come out of here and they'll be so amazed to know from you. So working with the HIV community, do I have to say that you are HIV?
Oh, yes, I am HIV positive.
Yes.
I was diagnosed in 1990.
Wow.
So I'm what you would call a long-term survivor.
Mm.
My journey as being an HIV positive person is a little different than most. Back when I got diagnosed, it was a death sentence. Like as soon as you heard about it, most of the people that I knew died within a year or so. So I thought I was going to die, and I decided. I'm originally from Tampa, Florida, and I didn't want my family to know. Because back then you could lose your job, you could lose your apartment, all of those things.
If anyone, was too much.
The stigma was really, really bad.
Yeah.
So I decided to move to New York, and probably the best thing that could have ever happened to me because I found a community of people, not only people who were HIV positive, but I ended up part of the ballroom scene. And if you've ever seen the movie Paris is Burning, the very first person they interview in the movie is Pepa LaBeija. She was my house mother. So I don't know if you know anything about the ballroom scene, but I was in that back in the early 90s.
Wow.
I didn't stay in it for very long. I realized that I wasn't as competitive as the other people.
Yeah.
So I sort of stepped away from it. But New York was great for me because I got the opportunity to audition for film and television. So I got a bunch of small parts in movies. I also started my recording career in New York. So yeah, New York was a great experience for me and probably the best decision I had ever made for myself.
Wow. Finding acceptance in community and you being HIV positive, it was a great move in your life.
Yeah, because of if I had stayed in Tampa, I probably would have died because of I would have been trying to hide, and hiding is not. I know a lot of people who cannot come out for whatever various reasons, but I always tell people that they should come out about being who they are and if they are HIV positive, because the only way we're going to be able to change stigma is by having people who are visible and talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, because we have many people till this day discriminate people with HIV, and we find that people are living in denial. People are living in denial of themselves, mostly when they try to notice or find out or get diagnosed with HIV. And I try to realize that that is mostly from the pressure that we get from our very people, our communities, our jobs. Like people have committed suicide after knowing they are HIV positive.
Yeah, I have about 3 or 4 friends who have.
Yeah, and that is from the stigma and the discrimination that we get from our communities.
Yes.
How do you talk about the stigma that you faced before you moved to New York and the discrimination?
Well, I probably shouldn't share that story with you.
It's okay. That's fine.
But yeah, it was difficult. I mean, coming from a place where like I've had bottles thrown at me from people driving by just because I was black. So
Yeah.
so I've had discrimination and racism. I've dealt with that from a very young age. So going to New York and actually finding a larger community of people,
Acceptance.
a larger community of people of color, and they also had this scene, the ballroom scene, where everyone was celebrated. You had an opportunity to shine.
There was freedom.
Yeah, lots of freedom and so
openness.
yes,
Acceptance like made it easy for you.
yeah.
Wow. So coming to Canada, how do you find life here?
Well, after living in New York for 17 years, I find it a little slower.
Yeah.
But I'm older. I'm about to turn 58 this Sunday, as a matter of fact.
Oh my God. So
Yeah.
we have a party for that, right?
I'm having a party Saturday night. Yes.
Saturday night. I don't know, but I mean, so you being HIV, I am trying to capitalize on your healthy status because many people have suffered because of their status. And when I find somebody like you, I know you as a hardworking person. I know you as someone like who wakes up ready to hit the road and add value, being a community leader, being impactful. How would you encourage somebody else? And or how do you wake up every morning to make it? Like to have the hope? Because when people are HIV positive, they lose the hope. Like they literally know there is nothing. There's nothing they'll have to add on the world other than dying.
I think the first thing that I always remember is that when I first found out, I was afraid of anyone finding out about it. But the way that I look at things now, everything that I was afraid of in my 20s has happened. So there's nothing left for me to be afraid of. So when I wake up, I'm ready to go because I know everyone already knows. If they don't, they can. I have a Wikipedia page. You can find out about who I am very easily.
Yeah.
So I don't even think of that's not a worry for me anymore because I'm already out publicly. So everyone knows. And so that's not an issue anymore. But I can see how someone, if they're trying hard to keep it away from everyone, how that becomes a burden and heavy, and you have to carry that with you every single day, and you're worried and you're looking over your shoulder every day. That's not a good way to live.
And how do you find receiving your treatment? Are you on treatment?
Yes.
How are you living?
Well, I have to tell you, so when I first tested positive back then, they had AZT. Well, here they say Z. In America, they say Z.
Okay. Z and AZ.
Yeah.
That's a difference.
So anyway, and all of my friends who were on it were dying because of it was killing the virus, but it was also killing their organs.
Okay.
So I refused to take it.
How fast was it killing them? Like,
well, it's according to what they were doing. I mean, each person has a different journey. So if they were people who did drugs or if they drank,
the reactions were different.
Very, very different. But had they not been doing those things, they might have lasted a little longer.
Yeah.
But it still was damaging their organs. I refused to take it, and I promised myself that I wouldn't take anything until I absolutely needed to. I didn't drink. I know it sounds crazy. I worked in bars and clubs and all that stuff, but I didn't drink. And I didn't do drugs. I just, I was there because I'm also a DJ out of drag, DJ Relentless. And so
it was a job for you.
Yeah, it was a job for me. So I was there to work. I wasn't there to party or any of those things. So I watched a lot of people self-destruct. But in 2005, my health had really went bad, and I went to the doctor, and back then the number was 200. If you were below 200 T cells, then they considered you to be full-blown AIDS. And I had dipped like probably around 170 something. So he was like, I really think you should start on the meds. But by the time that happened, they had already changed AZT and all that stuff and made a cocktail. So it was a lot easier, and the medicines were a lot better.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm glad that I waited and I took to it immediately. So within 3 months, I was back to normal health and very healthy.
So about the hazy, was that your own finding, or
no,
it was a medically proven, like it was helping people break down so fast?
Well, the thing is they didn't know. They were still trying. They were testing things. They didn't know what things, but this was the only thing that seemed to kill the virus of HIV. So that's what they were going with.
They did not consider the after effect.
Right. Right.
Yeah, the virus would die, but the after effect was worse.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So to this day, you still do your treatment?
Oh, of course. Of course.
No side effects? Because I see you so strong. So when we talk about someone who or see somebody who is HIV positive, mostly in the other world, the side of the world, I'll talk about a little bit of Africa, and we've had many black people come in here, like integrate so much. But many of them are suffering because they don't want to take their medication. And when they start the medication, they don't consistently follow
The instructions for it.
instructions for it. And they think it's a trap.
They're justified in that thinking, especially, being an American, an African American, and knowing the history of medicine and how they basically used Black people for testing. And, the Tuskegee, not Tuskegee, anyway, they used Black men and women to test syphilis and all of those things. And they were lying to them, telling them that they were giving them medicine for bad blood, is what they told them. But they were just making sure that they could see what the effects were. But what they did was they literally injected these people with syphilis to see what the result would be. But they lied to them and told them that it was for something called bad blood. And they thought that they were being helped. The people who were taking the meds or whatever they injected them with, and a lot of people died. They spread a lot of syphilis and other things to their partners and everything. So, and they didn't care because of Black people were considered to be like a fourth of human as opposed to being human beings. So yeah.
What is your encouragement? What would you tell somebody out there? They are at their workplace. They wake up one morning, visit their family doctor, and then they break this news to them that you are HIV positive. They have the fear to tell their family. They have the fear from where they work from, because you know it very well. Their jobs are not going to do here without a full medical report, just like a police report.
Right.
What would you encourage such a person? Because I just imagine this person get those results and they don't show up at job again.
I speak at a bunch of different places. I did a residency at the Queer and Trans Research Lab at the University of Toronto a couple of years back. And the main thing that I encourage people who are just finding out is learn as much as you can about what the meds are. Why I say my journey is different is because I didn't go on meds until way later. And I know that now they encourage you to get on the meds immediately. I tell people to trust their bodies. What you feel like, if you feel like you're really, really sick, then you probably need to go ahead and get on the meds. But if you feel healthy and you get this information, then pause and look at your options and talk to your doctor or whoever about what are the options, because if there are so many different versions of the meds. I'm diabetic, so I have to take a certain kind of HIV medicine to balance what I take for diabetes. The way that I always kind of put it is the movie Death Becomes Her. If you've ever seen it, they get this serum that's supposed to keep them alive forever. But the truth of the matter is that if you don't take care of yourself, it's not going to work the way that you think it is. So they end up breaking things, and they have to glue and piece themselves back together because they're not going to die. But they took the serum, but they didn't take care of themselves. So you have to take care of yourself first.
Another day, we are hearing the statement of taking care of yourself. This usually I call it self-care and self-love. Before we have to break down and think about what other people have to think about us, it's about you. So when it starts with you, that means that the care, the considerations are starting from you. Before I have to know what my neighbor has to feel about me, it starts with me.
Right.
If it's about pain, the pain is inside of you. It's not even about your neighbor, right? Because your sickness or your pain is affecting you little by little. It breaks you down. So you hide it, it may explode and come out one time.
Well, and the other way to look at it is the word disease. Dis-ease. The ease, like if you want to ease that pain and the suffering that goes with it, you have to actually address it.
Yes.
and feel what it is. Let yourself feel it. Don't hide it. Don't step away from it. A lot of people, I know when I first found out that I went through like a state of shock. So for a couple of months or so, I was like, okay, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And me moving to New York was basically, I had originally thought I'm going to take out a big loan and I'm going to do all the things that I want to do before I die.
In a very short time. You're going
Right,
to do
right.
the magic.
Right. And,
be happy, party, and enjoy yourself.
And then, I don't know, about a month later, I woke up and I was like, you're an idiot.
Okay.
You'll probably take all this money out and you'll be as healthy as a horse and you'll be in debt for the rest of your life. So I had to rethink what it was that I was going to do. And so I was just like, okay, well, I had been to New York once before and I really loved it. And I was like, I'm just going to take this chance. I took what little money I had and just left. And I arrived in New York City with like $65 in my pocket.
I'm just imagining, what you came up with at the end of the day. Let me go, get the money, go and party my life out because I'm going to die. Wow.
And look, all these years later, I'm not dead. I would have been so much in debt.
Wow.
And New York was so great because I also got the opportunity to travel for work. I got to go to Rome, London, Nice, Amsterdam. New York was the great port for what I needed in my life. It gave me all of the energy that I needed to get up and go do something. I really realized that New York is a place that you can't just sit and
it's fast moving.
It's very fast moving, and if you don't do it, someone else will.
They'll leave you at the stop, and they'll keep going.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm learning actually a lot today, and I'm trying to get this courage in me. Don't lose hope. Stay focused and stay positive. That's it.
Yeah, definitely.
Give yourself the energy.
Yeah, well, give yourself the pep talk that you need to get up and go do whatever it is that you need. And the best thing that I always tell people who, they're like, oh my God, you do so much or whatever.
I know you.
But the thing of it is that how I started is I gave myself a short little list. Okay, and it could be anything. Today I'm going to empty an ashtray. Today I'm going to take out the garbage. Once I checked those things off, I felt like I did something today. Wow. And that's the most important thing is
starting.
Yeah, just starting with something small and just keep going after that.
And don't be afraid to talk about your status. It does not need to be a sign on your forehead, but to people that it matters. Let your workplace know.
Yeah, and the people who matter to you, let them know. And also, it is important to remember that even if you get rejected by your family or whoever, you can always have a chosen family. Our friends are really important.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with people who will support you, who will, you can go to and talk to you about your problems, because of bottling all that stuff up is only going to make it worse.
And isolating ourselves is the worst, actually. You build yourself around loneliness. You bring a cousin depression.
Yes.
You bring a sister stress. You bring a relative brokenness. Because when you start isolating yourself, you're not going to go to work, right?
Right.
You're going to run away from work. But one thing I want to promise us, one thing I want to encourage us, it may be HIV positive. It's not the end of the world. Somebody else is diabetic. Somebody else has
cancer.
But we are all human and we need one another. Tell me about any myth you know about HIV that you disagree with and somebody needs to know about.
Oh, please. There's tons of them. The classic is you can't eat off the same plate. Having an HIV positive person cook food for you, that's going, these are all things that are like ridiculous, but people still believe them. People, and at the moment, because of U equals U, now that changes everything. And if you don't know what that is, that's undetectable equals untransmittable. So if I'm on my meds and I'm undetectable, I cannot give you the virus even if we had sex. But it's hard for people to wrap their heads around that, because these myths and discriminations have been around for so long, and the fear of it has carried all of those myths for all these years.
Fear is so dangerous because it's so fast to quickening actually people to failing. when you have fear around you, you can never go nowhere.
Right, and then you fail to get the information that you need to save you and to educate you, because that's the main thing, is getting people educated. And when you were speaking about depression and stuff like that, the community work that I do, most of it has to do with depression. I've created a bunch of different events so people can come and meet other people who are HIV positive, but even people who support people who are HIV positive are welcome. This evening, I am hosting. I'm the host of a game show that I put together called Thought You Knew, and it's a trivia game show, and everyone is welcome to come. I call it the world's first ghetto game show because the prizes are really cheesy and they're all from Dollarama. But
how come you didn't tell me about this? I think I would be part of that anyways.
The posters are all around the building. I know that you've seen them.
But I just didn't want to see them. Maybe.
Yeah, and I do a thing called Mingle once a month, and I partner with different AIDS organizations to fundraise for them. But I call it an HIV social. So everyone is welcome to come in. You get to meet other people. You get to find out what this organization is about and what they do. And it's not only about the people who have HIV. You can come around and encourage somebody. You can come around and get information, get to know how to associate with your friends and relatives, just in case they wake up one morning and break the news to you and tell you about their status. Because we don't have to condemn people, we don't have to blame people. We are here to love everyone. I mean, it's only God maybe who knows the day we will go. But as long as we are still here, let's love one another. Let's keep encouraging people. Let's stop discriminating. Let's say no to stigma, no to discrimination, no to isolating people. I mean, you can eat from the same place. You can plate rather. You can drink from the same cup. Yeah, these are our brothers and sisters. We love everyone. Our what? Our encouragement to somebody. Mostly, I want you to relate this around you, your work, and treatment. Let's see. Well, my work, what I feel like now, my life's work is to make a difference for HIV positive people, to make sure that they know that there is someone who is standing up for them, speaking out for them. So
I have an advocate.
Yeah. So I try my hardest to make sure that I'm doing things that are going to be positive in a positive way for people who are HIV positive. So in the future, the stigma doesn't matter. The stigma, all of these things can be dismantled by showing up. I'm trying to think, I encourage everyone to get tested because to me, the way that I look at it, if I'm HIV positive, everyone is. It is everyone's problem and it is everyone's business. Yeah. And so as long as it exists, it is a problem for the world. So we all have to know where our status is, know if we're positive or not, know what we can and cannot do sexually. Yeah. All of those things are very, very important. And if you don't trust the science about U equals U, use a condom. People, I know friends of mine who have completely just stepped away from dating and getting to know other people because they just feel like, oh, I don't want to have to deal with telling someone that I'm HIV positive. Fortunately for me, my partner, he's also HIV positive. We met, we talked about it before anything happened, and realized that we were both HIV positive. Yeah. And, I joke that a one night stand turned into a marriage. We met in 2005. We met in 2005 and in Montreal, and we literally tried to do a long distance thing, and then we lost track of each other in 2009. I was on a website, I saw his picture, and I was like, that looks like John. And I clicked on it, and he wrote me back, and we reconnected, and that was a really wonderful moment because he was in a major depression. Yeah. And we reconnected, and I came to see him, and he hadn't been taking care of himself. So we made a pact that we would take our meds together at the same time every day. So even though I was in New York and he was here, I would call or he would call me, and we would take our meds together every day. And that went on for a good 6 or 7 months. And so he asked me to marry him. And that's how I moved to Toronto.
Wow. Still, again, this is interesting, and the interest is that somebody is getting information that can help them to continue with their next work. But at this point, what is the contribution? Because I hear you say your pattern helped you. You decided to start taking your mates together, though you were not living together, but you decided to support one another. Tell us about support. Like, what support did you get from the community? Support that you've gotten from your friends and family, by the way. Did your family know about your status later?
No, they found out.
Later on.
Yeah, they found out later.
So
Much later.
what support do you get from community?
Well, in New York City, what happened was, I mean, I always told people that I was going to be sexually active with, because I did not want them to, like, I wanted them to make the decision if they wanted to do it or not. But as far as support, there were four of us who we were all HIV positive, and we were all friends.
Oh.
So we checked on each other all the time.
Okay.
And one of us, my friend Mark, he had epilepsy. So we definitely had to check on him because he would have seizures.
You had to be there.
Yeah. So we had keys to each other's apartments. We would go by, make sure that there was food there, all of those things.
That was good.
You know, when you're in a big city and you don't have family there, that's your chosen family is very important.
Yeah.
And these were my chosen family. Unfortunately, I am the last one that's left out of that four.
And you're still going.
Yeah.
Because you have really given me an example. Every time I see you, every time I hear you say something, the encouragement and the mindfulness to yourself, the considerations to yourself are just out of this world. I mean, you care about people, but you care about yourself, which is so important.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
That is very important. Give a last word to our viewers, and as we prepare for our next version.
As I tell people, especially when I go to speak at different colleges and schools and stuff like that, if you really want to make a difference, go volunteer at one of the AIDS organizations and really get to see the people that this work goes to. Because once you see it, if you're that afraid of HIV positive people, you need to get over that fear by going to an ASO and seeing them and seeing how there is treatment and learn as much as you can. So that's hopefully the word of encouragement that I would give.
Thank you so much, our viewers. Follow us on TikTok, Collins A Joke Real Life. Yeah. Facebook, Collins A Joke Real Life Experience. YouTube, Collins A Joke Real Life Experience. Instagram, Collins A Joke Real Life Experience. We are so happy. Subscribe, follow us, keep on commenting, ask questions, because it means a lot to us and it gives us our way forward and what to do next. This is so encouraging.
Okay.
I loved it so much. Thank you for watching and stay tuned. We love you.